real and nominal cash flows. How about now? I think now it should be very good. So you're looking at real and nominal cash flows. This is very important for all of us. And I'm going to do two past paper questions, real and nominal cash flows, real and nominal cash flows, real and nominal cash flows. You can't go to places if you don't understand this concept here. And the most important thing that you need to understand from the word go, if you allow me just a minute, I need to go live on Facebook because there are students who wait for that on Facebook. All right. All right. All right. We are overcoming. We are overcoming. All right, so we continue here. So ladies and gentlemen, before I look at a past paper question, I would want to remind you something in this case here quite small here called Fisher's. Fisher's, you can call it Fisher's equation. If you like, you can put a C somewhere, but even that is good enough. So under Fisher's equation, we are supposed to know that 1 plus nominal equals, in this case here, 1 plus real into 1 plus inflation rate. So this N stands for nominal or money, cost of capital, nominal or money, cost of capital. These R stands in this case here for real cost of capital, real cost of capital. We have this I standing for what we call general inflation. This I stands for general inflation. So let me know whether we ninjas have been able to write up to here. Let me know whether we ninjas have been able to write up to here. Is my board visible? Is my board visible or is it very faint? Is my board visible or is it very faint? Not yet. Okay, please, 1 minute. I'm sure that you are able to write pretty fast. All right, so they're telling me yes, so they are okay. They are okay. Visibility is okay. Thank you very much. This is a great ninja. Great ninja. Now, then I would want us to apply this concept here in this question. It's an ACCA question. Fortunately, I've given all my students access to my ACCA books. So my ninjas are happy wherever they are. And this question, your examiner lifts it every day. AFM examiner, BDA examiner will always get this question tested. Very important question. The BDA students, of course, already have taught you this concept, but there is nothing wrong in understanding this. So test your understanding. Number 4, what they are calling in this case here, money, which is the same as what your nominal, and the real methods. A project has the following cash flows before allowing for inflation, i.e. they are stated at their time T0 values. Time T0 values, these are current values. The company's money discount rate. So they have given us the money discount rate, or the nominal cost of capital is 15.5%. The general rate of inflation, which is I, is expected to remain constant at 5%. So they have given us, ladies and gentlemen, here the timing. They have given us cash flows. Evaluate the project in terms of A, real cash flows, and the real discount rates. So I'm going to do number 1. So I have in this case here the cash flows that are not inflated. These cash flows without inflation rate are the ones that we call real cash flows. Those cash flows, the way they are there, we call them what here? Real cash flows. So we are not going to inflate them at all. We shall not inflate them at all. We shall not inflate them at all. But now you have to know this, my good students. Please listen. Listen. If in this case here, they want me to use real cash flows, if they want me to use real cash flows to get NPV, real cash flows, i.e. cash flows without, i.e. cash flows without inflation. Cash flows without what here? Without inflation. Then use real cost of capital to discount them. Use real cost of capital to discount them. Here we have got to be real. We have got to be real in everything. Use real cost of capital to discount them. Use real cost of capital to discount them. So if they want you to use real cash flows, those are cash flows in this case here without who? Without inflation. Then I will always use real cost of capital. So here we're going to use everything is real. Remember, in this world, ladies and gentlemen, where very many things are fake. You'll get in this case here, for example, like 3/4 of the ladies who are in this room have fake hair. They have fake nails. All right. So you greet them, you think you are touching real nails. And there you are touching what here? Fake nails. In terms of real NPV, we shall use real things. We shall use real cash flows versus what here? Real cost of capital. So then this examiner has given me, ladies and gentlemen, he has given me, look at this. A project has the following cash flows before allowing for inflation. So these cash flows you are seeing here, it's before allowing for inflation. So they are real cash flows. But when you look at the cost of capital discounting rate given, it is the money. So then what I'll need to do here is to convert the money discount rate to real. How do I do it? I have the Fisher's equation. I know how the Fisher's equation looks like. This is how the Fisher's equation looks like. We know that 1 plus n should be equal to 1 plus real into 1 plus I, general inflation. So 1 plus the nominal has been given. The nominal is 0.155. The nominal is 15%, and 15.5%, I mean. 15.5% is the same as what here? 0.155. Like that into, we are looking for this real. So the real is not known because we have real cash flows. So we are looking for the real cost of capital. Fortunately, the general inflation has been given to us as 5%. So the general inflation, ladies and gentlemen, here is 0.05 like that. The general inflation is 0.05. And I can see we are 122, which is very good for me. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that the general rate of inflation is 5%. General rate of inflation is 5%. Now, what I do not know is whether we have a serious ninja who will be able, in this case here, to give me the value of R, who will be able to make R the subject of the formula and give this R to me. Abracadabra, serious ninjas. So please, when you add this, you're getting 1.155. 1.155 equals 1 plus R multiplied by, this is 1.05. I don't have to like open the brackets here. I can treat this as one number because it's inside the bracket, and this as a different number so that I can come very comfortably and divide both sides by 1.05 so that this and this cancels out, leaving me with what my great ninjas here. This leaves me with 1 plus R equals who? This divided by this. Is there somebody who is able to give me this quotient? This divided by this gives me what? So in this case here, I'm being told it is 1.1. I don't know whether it's true. 1.1. This divided by this. This divided by this, 1.1. Thanks, Nancy, for confirming. And once in this case, then I'm able to get this 1 plus R is this, then I can comfortably take this 1 on the other side. So meaning that R will be 1.1 minus 1, which gives me what figure? Somebody here, 0.1, which somebody has been able to pinpoint there as what here? As 10%. Somebody has been able to pinpoint there as 10%. As 10%. So up to there, ladies and gentlemen, are we really together? Up to here, are we together? Up to here, oh yay. Up to here, are we together? Abracadabra. 10% layers confirmed, 10%. 10%, thanks CPA. Michael. So can I rub this? Can I rub this? Can I rub this? Now that I've been able to get this R, can I rub this? Can I rub this? All right. So then, ladies and gentlemen, what I'll need to do, I will come straight away here. I will come straight away here, ladies and gentlemen. What I will do, I'll come straight away here and put down my cash flow statement. So cash flow statement. So we have here 1, 2, 3. Omit 0 times 0. So give me real cash flows. Give me real cash flows. The ones without inflation. So year number 1, ladies and gentlemen, year number 1, what do we have here? Year number 1, what we have in year number 1, the real cash flows, you can see omit 0 first. So year number 1, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have. Year number 1, this is what we have. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, here, year number 1 without inflation is 330. 330, 330. And then year number 2 is what here? Somebody 242. Year number 2 is 242. Year number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is 532. 532. 532. So I would want to discount these future cash flows. Remember, we normally discount future cash flows. So to discount these future cash flows, are you guys able to advise me? Am I going to use PVIF or PVFA? Am I going to use PVIF or PVFA? Am I going to use PVIF or PVFA? Abracadabra. PVIF or PVFA. So in this case here, it can't be PVFA, Michael, really. These figures are what here? They're different, isn't it? So in this case here, I need PVIF, and the PVIF here, I'm going to use the real cost of capital, which is 10%. 10%. So in this case here, for the AFM students, I want you to fill this, and then you give me the total present value for the AFM students. AFM students, ladies and gentlemen, this is normally what we do. Not AFM, but BDA. For the great ninjas doing BDA. For the great ninjas doing BDA, this is normally what we do. We BDA ninjas, abracadabra. So we BDA ninjas, abracadabra. So we have in this case here our cash flows here. We have our so BDA ninjas, we don't put any PV for whatever, no. So we have our cash flows here. We have year 1. We have tab year 2. We have a tab there 3, and then we have in this case here our real cash flows. So we have 330 tab. We have in this case here 242 tab. We have in this case here year 3, 532. So we real ninjas in this case here under Excel. What I will do, I will come in this case here, get what we call the total PV. Total PV. Total PV. So what is the total PV tab there? I know I will use which function? Can somebody remind me? To get when these cash flows are irregular. Which cash flow, which functionality do we use? Which function do we use? Which function do we use? Yes, it is NPV. So I'll come and say NPV. I can see it has come there. So I will tab. And then the rate, I can either write directly 10% or I write somewhere and then I pick it as a cell. So here I would want to write 10% like that because I'd not put it down. And then I can see in this case here, value 1 all the way to value whatever. So I will come, ladies and gentlemen, and copy all of them. I'll simply come and copy these values like that. And then abracadabra, I've been able to exhaust my parentheses. What I need to do is to come and close brackets like that. And then I should be able to enter. So I'm getting dollars. I don't like them. I'm getting dollars there. I can format this. So in formatting, I have here format cells. I'll be able to say here in the dollar, I'll be able to say none. And then I'll be able to apply by saying equal. So this is total present value. However, remember we have the initial outlay, isn't it? We have the initial outlay. We have the initial outlay. We have the initial outlay. Is there somebody who is able to remember the initial outlay from the question? Is there anybody who is able to remember this initial outlay from the question? Anybody who is able to remember the initial outlay from the question? 750 negative, isn't it? So we have in this case initial outlay, because initial outlay, ladies and gentlemen, here is a negative thing, is a negative, or rather it's an outflow. Then what I'll do, I'll come and write it here. I just tab and say minus 750, minus 750, minus 750 like that. So I have here minus 750, and then I'll be able to enter there. So ladies and gentlemen, down here, because I want now net present value, because I want net present value, what I will do, I will come here, adding, I'll say alt. I'm holding on to alt permanently, alt equals. So in that case, then I'll be able to say enter. So I'm getting my NPV of 149.70. 149.70. Is there any BDA Ninja that has been able to get that 149.70? Any BDA Ninja? In this case, as we wait for the BDA Ninjas to confirm, could you kindly give me the PV for 1, 2, and 3? PV at 10%. Is there somebody who has this figure? Oh, yeah. The AFM Ninjas now. Now I'm talking about AFM Ninjas. AFM Ninjas. 1991. So 0.1991, that is year 1. Year 2, how about year 2? How about year 2? Year 2, year 2. Year 2, what do we have here? Year 2, 8264, 0.8264. And then we have year 3. Year 3, in this case here, what do we have for year 3? At 10%, real cost of capital, 7513, 7513. So then are you able to come here and multiply for me to get, in this case here, the present value? Remember, for the AF or rather BDA students, this is hot air. You don't write this totally. This is hot air. So 2 decimal places, somebody take this times this. Oh yeah, abracadabra, what do we have? Juliana tells me 300. Juliana gives me a very beautiful figure here, 300. So the teacher has been able to confirm. How about this one times this one? This one times this one. What do we have here? This one times this one. 199.89. 199.89. I'm waiting to hear from the others. Alango is telling me Mwalimu just use 200. They agree. How about in this case here, 532 times this figure? Year number 3. 399. Can we talk of 400? Thank you so much. Now that these figures now are all of them present valued, are you able to give me the total present value? Is there somebody who is able to add this very fast and give me the total present value? Total present value. So in this case here, I'm being told 900. 900. I'm being told 900. I'm being told 900. And then we'll come and less what here? We'll come and less the initial outlay. So the initial outlay, you guys gave me a figure of 750. You gave me a figure of 750. So then are you able to come, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, and give me the net present value? Are you able to come here and give me the net present value? Net present value, they're giving me 150, like that. So ladies and gentlemen, if I was to stop, what have we learned? What have we learned out of this? What have we learned out of this? I've just joined. I'll be able to bring you to speed or down just in a minute. Within a minute, we'll be knowing where we are. All right. So what have you learned here? What I've learned myself as I wait for you guys to write is that if I'm given real cash flows, then I must look for what we call real cost of capital, because it takes 2 to tango. So it's real cash flows versus real cost of capital. So number 1, answered. Number 1, answered. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how to get D Mukaluma, how to get, in this case here, real cock. You are a very good student here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please come here. Look at part 2. Part 2 now, this is where my concepts of today is predicated. Once you understand this part B, then you are good to go. So you're told here money cash flows and now money discount rates. At least we have a money discount rate. But now you see whatever we have here, Odawo, this is the question we are doing, you can screenshot it. Whatever we have here, these are cash flows which are not inflated. You can see a project has the following cash flows before allowing for inflation. Before allowing for inflation. So these are uninflated. But when they tell us to use money cash flows, then I need, in this case here, inflated cash flows. So here now I need inflated cash flows. So we are writing there. We are writing there. We are writing there. Now we are doing part B of this question. So part B of this question, ladies and gentlemen, they have given me the real cash flow. So part B, they have given me the real cash flows. But I mean, here, whatever we want is what here is inflated cash flows. So I need inflated cash flows. Inflated cash flows are the same as nominal cash flows. These are the same as nominal cash flows. Nominal cash flows. So do we know the rate of inflation? Do we know the rate of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? Do we know the rate of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? Do we know the rate of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? Do we know the rate of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? Do we know the rate of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? So the rate of inflation has been provided, yes. It is 5%, isn't it? It's 0.05. And I know the inflation. I know how to inflate. To inflate is 1 plus r raised to n. So then here, I will talk of 1 plus 0.05 raised to power 1. Here, I will talk of 1 plus 0.05 raised to the second year. Here, I will talk of 1 plus 0.05 raised to year number 3. So can somebody in this case here give me these figures first of all? So in this case here, to get these inflated cash flows, you will take this times this times this, you give me this inflated cash flow right away. So you're taking this times this times this. Unfortunately, I rubbed this, but I suppose it was 532. 532. It was 532. It was 532. It was 532. 532. Yes, I'm right. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, this inflated cash flow is the same as what we call amount. The compounded interest that we're talking about here. Amount is principal into 1 plus r raised to what here to n. So this is what is known as the principal because it doesn't have inflation in it. It is in real terms, today's real terms. So can you kindly give me like 2 decimal places? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, give me like 2 decimal places. So the Excel ninjas, have you known in this case here how to fix this permanently? Because 0.05 is not changing. I've taught you that severally. The Excel ninjas, do they know how to apply that 0.05 very well? F4, yes. So we shall come back to that. But for now, just do it the long way. Do it the long way. So are you able to give me this inflated? So this times this, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, this times this. What are we getting there, ladies and gentlemen? This times that. What are we getting there, ladies and gentlemen? Please talk to me, please. Please talk to me, please. 346.5. So yeah, I'm getting 346.5. And then we have in this case here, year 2, you are taking this times this, but remember this is raised to power 2. I hope we know how to raise. I hope we know how to raise. Remember this was just raised to power 1. So even if I omit the raise to power 1, that has no effect. So this one here raised to power 2, I'm getting 266 point something. I'm getting 266.81. Thank you so much. How about this principal multiplied by this inflating factor? 532 multiplied by this inflating factor. What are we getting, ladies and gentlemen? So we have here 615. So we have here 615.86 like that. Now, can you kindly tell me the cost of capital that I shall use? Give me the cock that I shall use this time round. Is there somebody who is able to give me the cock that I shall use this time round? Anybody who is able to give me the cock that I shall use this time round? Remember, it takes 2 to tangle. If it is nominal cash flows, then I need nominal cock. Nominal cock is also known as the money cock, the money cost of capital, the money cost of capital. So are you able to see this money cost of capital? You guys, today, you are not talking to me very well. You're not talking to me very well. So I have the money market, money, not money market, but money cock, 15.5. So I shall use 15.5 OYE to discount. So, and remember, I'm going to use PVIF, but this time around it is at 15.5%. So is there somebody, of course, I know for the BDS students. BDS students, I would want you to give me NPV directly. BDS students, please give me NPV directly because you guys are advanced. You have a tool. You have a software called Excel. You have a tool. You guys have a tool. Again, they can work a little bit as tortoises, but BDS students, of course, yours should be lightning speed. Lightning speed. You should be able to give me the NPV, which should be 150. Which should be 150. So for the AFM students, then we are getting what here? We are getting this PVIF. And we know the PVIF formula, oh yeah. We know the PVIF formula is 1 plus R raised to negative N. That's how we get the PVIF formula. PVIF formula. So kama for example, PVIF for year 1, unajua hii ni sawa na 0.155. Kwa hivyo PVIF for year 1, itakuwa 1 plus 0.155 raised to negative 1 ya kwanza. Abracadabra, 4 decimal places. What do we have? 4 decimal places. Oh, yay. Because when you're discounting, we expect a smaller value. It is not compounding. Now we are discounting. It's present valuation. It's present valuation. So 86.58. So this is 0.8658. Is there somebody who is able to plug in 2 there? Raised to power 2 for year 2. Thanks, Juliana. 74.96. I think this lady called Juliana ni hardworking sana. 0.74. 0.7496. Thanks, Terotich. Thanks, Terotich. And then the same, please replace 3 there. The same, please replace 3 there. Replace 3 there. The same, replace 3 there. 65. 6490. I'm being told 6490, 6490, 6490. I'm so sure I'm moving quite fast, but with of course minimal probability. Are we really together? Are we really together? Are we together up to here really? The probability could be small, but let me see how many yeses we're talking about here. There are only 2. Please feel free to ask questions. Erica, great. Yes, thank you very much. Walter, great, 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 great. So please go ahead and then give me the present values. Give me the present values. Present values, you're taking this time, please 2 decimal places. Present values, take this times this, give me an answer I write. Take this times that, give me an answer I write. Present value. So the first one I'm being told 300. When you take this times this, 300. Thank you so much. How about this times this? This times this, 200. I'm being given 200. How about lastly this times this? 399.69, which is the same as what Eric here, which is the same as 400. So then are you able to give me the total present value? Are you able to give me the total present value? Are you able to give me the total present value? Queen Magdalene, I saw her yesterday, 900. 900. So that's total present value. So the only thing that we need to do is to come and less the initial outlay. So you less the initial outlay of 750. When you subtract like that, what figure are we able to get? 150. So are you seeing the 2 methods are giving us the same answers? Are you seeing the 2 methods giving us the same answers? Are you seeing in this case here the 2 methods giving us the same answers? If you use 16%, you will be very wrong. Yes, you'll be very wrong. You have to be precise. Use 15.5%. You'll be very wrong. Don't round off those things that seriously. All right. So between the 2 methods in this case here, which method, if you are mwalimu like me, which method in this case here will you recommend? Which method will you recommend to your students? Which method will you recommend to your students? Which method will you recommend to your students? We shall always use the nominal, the inflated method. We shall always use the inflated method. Always, always, always. I know the first one is easier, but you see, for us, we shall be given many inflation rates. So we shall always be using the inflated method, like it was tested here. April 2023, question number 1C. April 2023, question number 1C. Let me know once you guys are able to get here. Please be dear students. You will have to get that paper from online sources. It's AFM. AFM, April 2023, question number 1, cow. Duty calls, yes. If duty calls, please, you have to leave. You don't have a choice. Because, of course, without money, for sure, you'll not even have known me. We got to know each other because you had fees to pay. And you got that fees from your job. So if duty calls, please, dash. And please remember, ladies and gentlemen, as we talk here, this is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach AFM, AFR, BDA at RCM Online College. We have very good online classes, which you should be able to buy from us. And we also sell these great revision kits at 1,000 bob. It's a special offer at 1,000 bob. If you're interested with our online classes, our books like that, you need to call us, not tomorrow, but today. How do you get to miss out on this kind of great teachings? 0793 555 1000. So have we gotten this question, ladies and gentlemen, by any chance? Do we have the question paper now? We are Malone. Malone, do we have this question paper? April 2023, question number 1C. April 2023, question number 1C. Do we have this paper? Wait, they are not talking to me. Any BDS student who has been able to get it? Any BDA student who has been able to get it, if you've been able to get it BDA, are you able to share it well within our groups, early morning and evening? Early morning and evening, abracadabra. Early morning and evening, abracadabra. Are you able to share it there? All right. Thanks, Nancy Jerop. All right. So you're told here XYZ Limited is considering 6 investment projects with the following details. So I can see project 1 to 6, and then something peculiar there is that there is no NPV of project 6. NPV of project 6 has not been given. Additional information. Project 6 is expected to generate the following annual cash flows. So we have years, we can see their sales cost. Project 6 cash flows are exclusive of inflation at the rate of 4% per year for sales income and the 5% per year for what year for costs. The cost of capital is 10%. We shall assume that whenever cost of capital is silent like that, it is nominal. So if I were you there, I would have written in brackets too, the cost of capital there, 10% is nominal. I don't want to read note 3 and note 4 because I don't want to do those ones today. I would want us to get net present value for project number 6. This is very easy. This is the easiest thing that you can ask somebody who is going to CPA 7. This is very easy because what I'll do, I'll look for inflated sales and inflated cost of sales. So we start with the inflated sales. Oh, yay! Inflated sales, because I have to inflate them, just like how we inflate balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 1. So given that this is the current value, so we have here 725, 725. Do we know in this case here the inflation rate of sales? Do we know the inflation rate of sales? Do we know the inflation rate of sales? Inflation rate of sales is what percentage? 4%, isn't it? So then this will be times 1.04 raised to 1. Then we have in this case here the next one, I can see 765. So 765 times 1.04 raised to 2. Then we have the next one here, which is 885. 885. 885 times 1.04 raised to 3. And then we have the last one, which is 612. 612 times 1.04 raised to power 4, like that. So are you able to give me these inflated sales? Are you able to give me these inflated sales very fast? I'm alone, but I shall overcome. Which question are we doing from this lady? It is April 2023. April 2023. April 2023. Question number 1C. Question number 1C. April 2023. Question number 1C. April 2023, question number 1C. So is there somebody who is able to give me these figures in 2 decimal places pretty fast? Oh, yeah. Pretty fast, oh yeah. Pretty fast, oh yeah. Wait, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to. So in this case here, we have 754. The first one is 754, all right? 754. How about the second one? How about the second one? 765 times 1.04 squared. 827. 827. 827. I can even work with the whole numbers because I know you guys in an exam, you will be more accurate. For me, because of speed, please allow me to work with the whole numbers. Is that okay? I just work with the whole numbers. I just work with the whole numbers. Is that okay? So like now here, the next one is 996. The figures are in thousands. 996. And then we go to year number 4, 612 times 1.04 raised to power 4, whole number. Whole number. Whole number for my case here for simplicity. But for your case, of course, you will need to do like 2 decimal places. So we have here 714. I'm being told 716 actually. 716 actually. So from there, we also need inflated cost of sales. Inflated cost. So inflated cost, I can see figures there. So year number 1, it will be 145 times. 145 times. Have they given me, ladies and gentlemen, the percentage of increase of cost? The percentage of increase of cost, has that been provided to me? 5%, yes. So it will be times 1.05 raised to 1. We pick on the next one, 168, not 1. 168 times 1.05 raised to 2. Then we have 202, 202 times 1.05 raised to 3. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, 94, 94 times 1.05 raised to power 4, like that. So is there somebody who is able to give me these figures pretty fast as whole numbers? As whole numbers. So Leah is giving me 5, of course, that is the inflation rate for cost. It's given there. It's given there. It's given there. So abracadabra, Liz Muteto gives me 152. 152 abracadabra. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, number 2. Number 2. The second year's cost, 185. 185. The third year's cost. Is there somebody who's able to see the third year's cost? The third year's cost, 202 times 1.05 raised to power 3, 234. 234, is that okay? 234. 234. No, it's not in the LMS. We are doing it here. We are recording it, and then we shall be able to put in the LMS later. Later. 234. 234, thank you very much. 234, thank you very much. And then the last one, 94 times 1.05 raised to power 4, what do we have there? 114. So then what am I going to do right away? I will subtract the cost from, in this case here, the sales. Whatever I will get will be called profit before depreciation and tax. Profit before depreciation and tax. So are you able, ladies and gentlemen, are you able to give me this figure very fast? 754 minus the cost here of 152. Of 152. Abracadabra 602. So we have 602. And then we have year number 2. Year number 2, it's 827 minus 185. 827 minus 185. What do we have there? 642. 642, I'm being told 642. So we have here 642, right? 642, 642, 642. I'm being given 762. Woi, wananipatia figures tofauti tofauti kwa nini sasa? Kwa nini sasa oye? Kwa nini sasa? 762. 762 here. I'm being given 762. 762 like that. 762 like that. From there, ladies and gentlemen, you move on to the next one. So the next one, what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen, as a whole number? As a whole number, what do we have? The third year. Third year, I'm being given a figure of 602. 602. So the third year we have 602, and then we go to the fourth year. So the fourth year, what do we have? Abracadabra. Fourth year, what do we have? The last one is 602, the last one. And your 602. The last one, your 602. How about third year? Third year, what do we have there? 762. Third year, we have 762. Third year, we have 762. Woi. Zimefanana zote. Second is 642. Second is 642. 642 like that. 642 like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, then of course there is no tax in this question. No taxation. Whenever there is no tax, of course there will be, this figure will be taken to be the cash flow. This figure will be taken to be the cash flow. This figure will be the cash flow. So then what I will need to do very fast is to come and discount. I'm discounting this at what percentage? I'm discounting this at what percentage? Oh yeah. I'm discounting this at what percentage? I'm discounting this at what percentage? Have they given us the cost of at 10%, isn't it? At 10% like that. At 10% like that. So are you able to give me these figures pretty fast? Are you able to give me those figures pretty fast, the discounting factors at 10%? We am alone. I'm alone, but I shall overcome. I'm alone, but I shall overcome. I'm alone, but I shall overcome. 1991. So this is 1991. How about the second one? 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 Abracadabra. 8264. 8264. And then we have the third one. The third one. The third one at 10%. 7513. 7513. And then we have the last one. 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 Fourth year. The last one, fourth year. The last one, fourth year. 0.6830. 0.6830. So now I would want you to multiply and write down there. For me, I've limited the space here. So I would want you guys to go ahead and give me the total present values. Please give me the total, present values first. So present value, whole number, you are taking this times this. Please give me a number to write. 602 times 0.9091. Whole number to write. So there is a student who is telling me, Mwalimu, the first one should be 548. The first one here should be 548. The first one should be 548. How about the second one, abracadabra? Abracadabra, we have 642 times this, 642 times that. So somebody is giving me a figure of 500 what year? 531. So we have here 531. And then we have second last, this times this. What figure are we getting? 762 times 0.7513. All right. What figure are we getting? Somebody there. 570, 572, right? So we have here 572. And then lastly, we have this figure. I can't remember exactly what it was, times this. What shall we get? What shall we get there? What shall we get there? What shall we get there? Abracadabra. I'm being given a figure of 411. So then could you kindly go ahead and give me the total present value? Please go ahead and give me the total present value. You take this plus this plus this plus that. Give me the total present value. Total present value. What do we have there? Total present value. What do we have there? Total present value. 2062. I'm being given a figure of 2062. So 2062 come under less initial outlay. Less initial outlay. Initial outlay for project 6. Is there somebody who can see the initial outlay somewhere? Is there somebody who can see the initial outlay somewhere? Initial outlay somewhere. Initial outlay somewhere. Abracadabra. From the first table given there for project number 6. Is there somebody who is able to see the initial outlay? 1500, yes, 1500. And therefore we are able to get what we call the net present value. So this minus this, what is that net present value for project number 6? 2061, not 2062. 2061 and 2062 Michael. Sawa, acha ikae hivyo. Wewe pia andika yako. So the NPV is 560 something. 561, 562. Thank you so much. And therefore the project is viable because NPV is what here? The NPV is positive. The NPV is positive. The NPV is positive. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we have moved with a lot of speed. We may have even messed along the way, but at least I want to believe the concept somehow is at home. The concept somehow is at home. Is that okay? The concept somehow is at home. Okay, peke yako later on, you can easily, the concept somehow is at home. So my aim today was to show you how to get this debris or other inflations, and I would want to wind up today's class by looking at August 2023. This is always repeated. August 2023, question number 2B. August 2023, question number 2B. August 2023, question number 2B. Please help my BDS students to also get access to this question. Help my BDS students to get access to this question. Help my BDS students to get access to this question. Help my BDS students to get access to this question. August 2023, question number 2B. August 2023, question number 2B. Let me know once you are able to get the question. Let me know once you are able to get this question. August 2023, question number 2B. Question number 2B. Is there somebody who has been able to get it? Is there somebody who has been able to get it? At least Queen Magdalene. Very good. Very good. Tobin Limited, yes. Tobin Limited, yes. Tobin Limited, yes. So do we have any BDS student who has been able to get it? Any BDS student who has been able to get it? Any BDS student who has been able to get it? Thank you, Alex, for putting it there. So you're told there, Tobin Limited is appraising an investment project which has a cost of 20 million. So the initial cost there is 20 million. Payable in full at the start of the first year of operation. The project life is expected to be 4 years. 4 years. Forecast sales, volumes, selling prices, variable cost, and fixed costs are as follows. So I can see sales unit, I can see selling price, I can see variable cost, I can see annual fixed cost. Selling price and cost information are in current price. Current means times 0. They don't have inflation. There are real values there. So in current price terms, before applying selling price inflation of 5% per year, variable cost inflation of 3.5% per year, and the fixed cost inflation of 6% per year, Tobin Limited pays annual corporation tax of 30%. So if there is tax, then depreciation becomes irrelevant. So here we must compute depreciation. I like a question given where we are given tax. That's a serious examiner. Note 3. The company can claim tax allowable depreciation on full initial investment of 20 million on a 25% straight line basis. So 4 years, straight line. You see 100 divided by 25. So it's 4 years, which resonates very well with the useful life, which was given up there. So we are told here Tobin Limited has a nominal after tax cost of 12% and a real after cost of capital of 8%. The general rate of inflation is expected to be 3.7% per year for the foreseeable future. This examiner was not very good here. You see, you gave students nominal cost of capital directly. You should not have done that. You should have, in this case here, left this part to be done by students, because my students now know how to convert real to nominal. They know how to use Fisher's equation. This is what they would have done. They would have come and said here 1 plus n equals 1 plus real into 1 plus inflation. This is what they would have done. So they would have said here 1 plus n equals 1 plus real. The real cost of capital has been provided there. You can see real after tax cost is 8%, 0.08. Into 1 plus this I is the general, not 6. The general rate of inflation has been given as 3.7. 3.7 is 0.037, 3.7%. So is there somebody who can combine those two to give me 1 plus n? Take this 1.08 times 1.037. Please give me an answer. Please give me an answer. Give me an answer. Please give me an answer. Please give me an answer. Somebody who has a good calculator, please give me an answer pretty fast. What are we able to get there? What are we able to get here? What are we able to get here? What are we able to get here? 1 plus n will be equal to, these guys are not talking to me, 1.08 times 1.037. So we are getting 1.12. So this is 1.12, 1.12. So then n will be 1.12 minus 1, which is the same as 12. So in this case here, the nominal is 12%, but you see, you went ahead to give you the nominal. But again, as an examiner, I know when I give them that kind of information, it looks a lot of information. A good number of students will be thrown under the bus because they will not know which cost of capital to use. But I believe from today's class, you guys now have become great in identifying which cost of capital we shall use. We shall always use nominal cost of capital because we shall always use inflated cash flows. So are we together up to here? Are we together up to here? Are we together up to here? Or am I alone? Are we together up to here or am I alone? At least there we are okay. Then let's go ahead and inflate. To pulize pumzi kwa hiyo balloon. To pulize pumzi kwa hiyo balloon. Let's inflate. Let's inflate. Let's inflate. Let's inflate. Let's inflate. So the first thing we need to inflate there is the selling price. So we have here years 1, 2, 3, 4. We have years 1, 2, 3, 4. So is there somebody who is able to give me the inflated selling price? Inflated selling price. I'll not even write the working. Now you guys are masters. You are colleagues now. So we start there with the first price there is 125. So please apply 125 times 1.05 year 1. Let's see abracadabra. What will be the inflated selling price for year 1? It seems I have to write, to move araka. So, oh yeah, inflated price for year number 1. I can see the selling price there is 125. So it will be 125 times 1.05 raised to 1. We go to year number 2. Year number 2, it will be 130 times 1.05 raised to 2. Year number 3, it will be, I can see the price there is 140. 140 times 1.05 raised to 3. Year number 4, ladies and gentlemen, I can see it is 120. So 120 times 1.05 raised to power 4. Please give me just whole numbers because I would want to move with speed. Just give me whole numbers alone. Whole numbers alone. Are you able to give me whole numbers alone? Oh yeah. Alex Ogega tells me 131. So we have here 131. Very good. How about year number 2? How I wish others would be even start with year 4 and then they tell me year 4 equals this. I would really be happy. 143. 143. And then we go to year number 3. Year number 3. Year number 3. What do we have there? Year number 3. Oh yeah, niko peke yangu lakini I will overcome. I will overcome. 162. This gentleman is telling me it is 162. We go to year number 4. Year number 4, mbesha shiga na 146. 146. So then, ladies and gentlemen, I happen to be having in this case here inflated variable cost. Is there somebody who is able to give me these figures pretty fast? Inflated variable cost, I can see variable cost was 71, which is very good. 71. So no worries. So because I'll come and talk of 71, and I know the inflation rate here is what here? The inflation rate for variable cost. Inflation rate for variable cost is 3.5. So times 1.035 raised to power 1. Raised to power 1 here. Raised to power 1. Next remains 71. 71 times 1.3035 raised to power 2. Then we have 71 times 1.035 raised to power 3. Then we have 71 lastly, 1.035 raised to power 4. So is there somebody who is able to give me these figures pretty fast? Whole numbers only. 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 Aha, Lizzie, 73, abracadabra. Go to the second one. What are we getting here? Second one. Abracadabra, 76, Leslie, 76. We go to year number 3. Year number 3, what do we have here? Year number 3, what do we have here? Somebody, year number 3. What do we have here? Somebody, year number 3. Oh, year number 3, we have 79 from Lizzie. 79 from Lizzie. We go to year number 4. Lastly, what do we have? Abracadabra, 81. 81. You great students, whenever you see selling price and variable cost, what should you do? Subtract the two to give me what we call contribution margin. Whenever you see the two, always subtract, because we know that contribution margin is price minus variable cost. Is there somebody who can give me this answer very fast? Somebody who can give me this answer very fast. When you take 131 minus 73, according to Lizzie, we have 58. Thank you so much. 143 minus 76. 143 minus 76. 143 minus 67. 67, and then a good student is telling me, Mwalimu, the last one is 65. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then now we have the third one. The third one, according to Ndungu Florence, it is 83. And once in this case, then I see contribution margin, I would need my quantities sold, which are my X. So quantity sold, if I would want to capture this in thousands, I can see sales on that table, the first item sales. So this is 300. Year 1 is 300. Year 2 sales is 410. Year 3 sales, ladies and gentlemen, is 525. 525. Year number 4 sales is 220. So what do we do with this? It is CM times X. So come and give me the total contribution. Come and give me the total contribution, which is CMX. You take this times this. Give me an answer. And then once you do that, you'll be able to give me profit. Remember, to get profit, we normally take CMX minus fixed cost. So this is CMX total contribution. But this fixed cost has also to be what? It has to be inflated. So can I leave you with this question? You do it as homework. You finish it as your homework. You finish it as your homework. Please don't forget to buy our revision kits, and then don't forget, in this case here, to join our online classes. So have you enjoyed our today's session? Have you enjoyed? Of course, I was a little bit fast, I'm aware, especially for the new students. I'm so sure I must have really harassed you. But at least, you know what I want in these low-hanging fruits classes, I want you guys to just get like a general overview. Nikutoa cobwebs, because wengi mnananga AFM kama mko na cobwebs, kama mko na kutu, hizo kutu ndio mimi nataka kutoa. Ndio ukienda kwa exam, at least unakuwa na ile macho ya kuona sawa. Ukienda kwa exam, unakuwa na macho ya kuona sawa. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you very much. And of course, these are special classes which I'll be doing over lunchtime, especially the AFM students over lunchtime. And in the evening, I'll be doing AFR at 5:30. Every day like that. AFR 5:30 p.m., AFM every day at 1. But now there are students who are telling me, Mwalimu, for that extra effort, we are not going to pay you. We have paid the fees. Do you think that is a very honest and a fair decision? Look at the way I'm sweating. You think that 1 hour is a joke? With all these flashlights in the studio, which teacher will be able to do that, honestly? So please let's get to our WhatsApp groups. We discuss some fair kind of, I know times are hard, but for this kind of an extra effort, you need to reward. There are very few teachers who can do what I'm doing. Is that a bad? Is that a bad? This lady is crying a lot. They would want this to be free. They would want this to be free. Free throughout. Lunch hour, every lunch hour. And then evening, free throughout. No. Remember, the other classes are still ongoing very well, but now these are for what year? Just for purposes of opening your eyes in a big way. Of course, I know We like being free in the forest. All of us would have wanted it to be free. But that's not very good. You must know how to give your mwalimu flowers when he's still alive and strong. Still alive and strong. Thank you so much. We shall overcome. Bye. Bye. Yeah, something small. Just something small. Something small, yes. Make it free, mwalimu. God will open doors for you. No, what you should say, mwalimu, charge us just something, even if it's for a lesson. Look at the value that we are giving you here. This value is a main, and you need it. It's actually something that I thought of yesterday. Given the squeezed time, 3 months, you need this kind of sessions where I go to, like, for example, like what I did yesterday, WACC, I remind you, how do we get in this case here, this cost of equity? I remind you. Then that will be very good for everybody, because at the end of the day, we would want in this case here to survive and pass very well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I like what I'm seeing Eric saying here. Let's pay something. Let's pay something. Eric, if you were in a physical classroom, I would have hugged you, Eric. I like this kind of students. These are the best students around here. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Bye. Be blessed. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, Langat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.